Hey, welcome. Special edition today. I'm not going to do a Sunday drive. I'm going to take a break from Sunday drive unless something pops up. But I'm taking apart the old track and I'm going to do some build videos, as I know I've mentioned. So I thought I'd take a different approach today and kind of take a look back at the Daytona Raceway that we built here. Pretty fun. I got all the new layout pieces ready to rock and roll here, but yeah, I thought it'd be nice to take a look back at kind of where it started. I'm gonna put all these photos and how to build drawings up on my Facebook page, which is WildCards Raceway HO scale slot car on Facebook. WildCards Raceway should get you there, but if you're interested in building this, some trials and tribulations building it with Tyco, but it will work with AFX tracks. So take a look if you're interested in the layout at all. It was a blast, absolute blast to race. So let's get into it and kind of walk you through a little bit of a history on how I built it, how I came to be. Since then, I found some different designs and whatnot online, but when I put it together 5 years ago, I searched high and low and was unable to find stuff or unable to find people to kind of give me all the answers that I needed. So let's take a look. It all started, I'm not sure why. I mean, everything was always on a small table. I think it was a 5.5 foot by 3 feet, 3.5 feet table I had. Was pretty much the biggest layouts I had for many years. I did have a big one before the kids were born, many houses ago, but I never had the space and decided I wanted to do something bigger. The 24 Hours of Daytona was coming up, and I don't know why. I got an idea, whether I was reading something online. I wanted to do a 24-hour race, 24-hour HO scale, which is a bit smaller. So I actually built the track right about where I'm sitting on that floor. So the original layout was a 2-lane. It was a bit tricky. I did have a banked corner on it. Worked with Quinn. We built some mesh catch fencing at the end because the cars would always come off the long straight and fly off the bank stuff. So that was a challenge. And I did have one of those Tyco pieces. I actually don't have one in front of me, but with the one lane straight and the other lane cuts into it, which was fun. It was fun for Quinn and I racing, right? Because you always fishtail, and somebody ends up in a wreck. So it was fun. It's not maybe as fun when you're doing competitive racing with a bunch of guys. So I did end up taking those out. But we'll take a look at the first iteration. I can't remember. I don't know the measurements. I don't think I wrote them down anywhere. It was probably 8x4 somewhere in there, but. This is the first one, the 2-lane that we built in 2021. All right, well, shortly after the 24 Hours of Daytona, we had to take it apart because the basement, I don't know what it was doing back then, but we had to take it apart. We couldn't have track. We did all those racing on the floor. We were sitting on the floor. It was not very comfortable, but we took it apart and went back to a small table layout. But I like the idea of racing on the bigger track. I enjoyed it. I always had this dream of being part of a racing club, racing with other people. So this is kind of where that spark happened for me, and I'm like, I'm gonna build this. And in order to build this, it needed to be a 4-lane. It needed to be a 4-lane to race. So 2022, I started to take the 2-lane design. I think at the time I had used painter's tape and numbered all the pieces so I could put it back together. I put the 2-lane back together and I started to turn it into a 4-lane and quickly discovered that there was some pieces that I didn't have, that Tyco never made. Okay, so let me see if I can get this right. So the pieces that Tyco does not or did not ever make was the 15 R curve 1/18 inch. So it's this wider sprayed out. And they also did not make the 6-inch 1/8 inch curve. And that's these tiny Tiny guys. So these two pieces were never made by Tyco. These are AFX Tomy. So the challenge with layouts, 4-lane layouts, like I mean, in a 2-lane, who cares, right? But so sorry, I just got some notes here so I get this right. So in a 4-lane layout, the 15-inch corner goes on the outside of a 12-inch. So your 12-inch and your 15 inches fit together. These little fellas, these little 6 inches fit on the inside of the 9-inch curves. So that was a problem that I didn't know how to sort. I'd come so far, a year and a bit into this whole process, and realized that I actually couldn't build what I wanted. So I had taken the banked corners out, that radius, and I was stuck. So that I was stuck at this. This is the picture here. I'm kind of midway trying to figure this out. Let's take a look. I did get, after some searching, I got the pieces I needed from Slot Car Central. Yeah, I mean, you can Google Slot Car Central. I'll put it in the comments, but they do, I'm not sure if it's they produce it, but they sell it. I'm assuming it's connected to them somehow, but they do sell 15-inch and a 6-inch Tyco custom pieces. So they're slightly different than the Tyco connectors, but they fit perfect. They're actually better built than the original Tyco track. So I got those. They're not cheap, but they weren't terrible. So when I got those, that was probably, I think, early 20, I don't remember, maybe spring of 2023. I finally got a hold of those, and I went to mocking the layout again on my living room floor. And I don't remember, gosh, I wish I could remember what I was supposed to be doing that day, because there was not this. I started laying this track out, and it took up the whole living room, and like the 2-lane to the 4-lane didn't work out perfectly. I moved some stuff around, and then when you're building a track and it's just like the last thing clicks together, and you're like, oh my god, there's no gaps, there's nothing pulling apart, you're not forcing anything together. It was just this this moment, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm supposed to be going to do something, but I can't. So I ran downstairs. Actually, I might have been coaching lacrosse, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I probably had to go coach one of the kids in lacrosse. And I ran down to the basement. I got the painter's tape, and I labeled every single piece on the track. I think I took a few pictures, so try to remember what the heck I had done. And then I had to take it apart quickly, put it in the back of the Rubbermaid bin, and I'm sure it would go to lacrosse. So that was crazy. I was scared that I would never get it back together again. But let's take a look at this picture. This is the picture of it on the living room floor. So if you can believe that, that was 2023. I don't know if it was spring, maybe spring of 23. And it basically sat in a bin, ready for about almost a year. Well, it was a year. It was over a year. In 2025, I think I slowly started to build a table. I got to go back because I know I did a couple of videos. I tried to do some videos on the original table build. Realized how difficult that is while you're actually trying to build something. And when that actually was, if that was wintertime or not, I don't remember. But 2025, I started to build the table. The original layout, I don't know what it was. It's in the picture. But it was a decent size. And then when I finally got to building this table in this location, this table ended up being 10 feet by 5 feet, which was quite a bit bigger than my layout. So I extended the design a little bit. I was able to stretch it out, and got my final design ready to rock and roll. I built the table. I got the track laid out. I was pretty happy with it. Yeah, ready to go. And I mean, it was kind of a race against time. We were racing at Pete's at that time, Pete Patrick and myself and Quinn. and because Pete was the only one that had a track, so it was kind of this race against time to get another track built. So I was working hard to get that ready, and just about finishing her up. Sent the picture, I think, to the guys, and Pete mentioned, "Oh, hey, there's the bus stop chicane. You're missing the. Is it going to be a bus stop chicane in there?" I'm like, "Ah, for Pete's sake," I always say. But the my original idea, when you look at the Daytona 24-hour road course on that back straight, it's interrupted by a bus stop chicane. And I always wish I could have worked that in. And I thought, there's no way with Tyco track was I ever going to get that in there. And I'm sure I tried, but never got it to work. And I had this track laid out on the table. Pete said that, and I said to myself, "Come on, Jody, give it one more go, and see if you can get it in there." And I don't know. It was like the slot car gods were just like, "Oh yeah, just do this, and this," and boom, the chicane was added, and it fit, and there was no issues. I don't know. To this day, like I say, when those that have been around long enough, built enough tracks, you can just about go mental, have an anxiety attack trying to get a layout to line up and connect and everything like that. So when this original 4-lane came together, it was like, okay, don't do anything. I tried to add the bus loop, and boom, it just fit. It was like it was meant to be. So happy that we got to add that. I think it added a lot to the racing. My back stretch was never 10 feet long because we put the bus chicane in there, so it's probably 8 feet, interrupted by a little wiggle, which I think was good. Slowed everybody down a little bit before the big corner coming around to the front of the track, so there was actually not very much crashing into that far wall, because I think everybody was slowing down to make it through the chicanes. So pretty cool, pretty awesome addition. Yeah, lots of fun. So let's take a quick look at that photo. This is the final design. This is what I built. This is what we raced on. Yeah, so there it is. Amazing, great layout. Like I say, I'll post the image file up on the Facebook WildCards Raceway page if you want to go grab it and build it yourself. You don't need to go through the pain that I did. But yeah, great layout. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Opened to racing May 2025. Such a fun day. We hosted 6 sanctioned points races here from May 25 through May 26. And a bunch of family and friends events, and wrapped it up in May of 2026 with a late May race with Quinn. Quinn wasn't able to make our last hosted race, sanctioned race here, so I said, you know what, like, let's do another 24-hour Daytona. This is how it all started. Him and I, we ran some super long heats, fried a couple cars, broke a couple cars, didn't know any better. 2021, ran some cars right into the ground. But so we did a little bit better in 2026. We ran 4 3-minute heats, 1 lit heat in the dark, and that was, man, like that was awesome. That's, like I said, that's how it started. That's why I built the track for Quinn and I to race and to finish, wrap it up, celebrate that track, and before he tore it down one last time with Quinn was super special. That's what slot cars is about, isn't it? I mean, some people talking about everybody's getting old, the hobby's dying. We'll just introduce it to some young people. It's fun, it's a blast. Yeah, get out there, get slot cars in front of people. A lot of people don't even know what they are, what they exist. So, yeah, lots of great time on the track. Time to close it out and do something different. I wanted to fill up some of the green space on the table. I wanted to make it longer. The Daytona track, off the top of my head, I think it was 33 and a half feet inside lane, 35 feet on the outside lane. My new layout's going to be, the original design is 55-foot lanes. I've stretched it out a bit closer to 60. Added some different bits to it, so it'll be 60 feet lanes. So double the space, fill the green space. It's going to be a great layout, but I am going to miss the Daytona road course. Maybe one day we'll be able to put it together again. Until then, I labeled everything. I put it on drawings. I'm going to pack it away and make sure that I can build it again one day, or sell it or gift it to somebody that wants to build the layout down the road. So, but until then, I'm going to put it in storage because I might want it back. So let's pack her up. Well, this is it, folks. Pack her up. The Daytona road course. The end of her for now. I'm pretty sure she'll be back one day. Maybe Quinn will set it up. For now, got her all labeled up, packed up, and go into the storage. Somebody will be excited one day. Full map layout. Break my wife's tape gun. Well, you're not allowed to play with stuff, Julie. Full map layout. Taps inside. TrackMate track ready. Could use a couple of taps in the backside, but it's for another day. Well, there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. This is as much for me, I guess, as it is for you guys. But I just wanted to put that out there, shared some of the history. You know, in the history of things, this is what, five years in the making, from a 2-lane, something fun to do on the floor, to a full-blown, screwed together, lane marked up, professional timing system, power taps, all that stuff. So it was awesome. It was a great run for the Daytona Speedway HO scale, and we're going to go into something different now. But hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about building the track, please let me know. Like I said, check out the Facebook page, WildCards Raceway HO scale slot car page. I'll put the information up there, and I'll try to make some comments on there as well. You know, where I put my power tap, where I put my TrackMate system, why I put it where I put it, as well as if this was going to stay longer, I would have added some power taps. We lost power in a couple of key locations, so I would have done more power taps if this was going to stay, but I knew months ago that this was going to get pulled up, so I didn't bother. But yeah, I'll make those notes on the Facebook page. If you're interested, check it out. Again, I made it out of Tyco. It's easier made in AFX because the radiuses are available. Not readily available, because buying some of this stuff can make you mental these days. But yeah, have a blast with it. Hopefully somebody builds it. Share some pictures, share some stories if you do. And any questions, please let me know. So stay tuned. Upcoming weeks, I'm going to start into the construction videos. I'm going to do maybe like a 5 or 6 series. Try to keep them short. Stuff I was doing when I'm building. I'm not going to go through a whole build, but some of the stuff I'm trying to remember from my first build that I struggled with, that I made mistakes on, that I didn't do, you know, maybe according to the online gurus, and I found out later why certain things are recommended, and so maybe you shouldn't always do them your own way, because I had to go back and redo a couple things because I did it my own way. But do it your own way anyway. But so stay tuned for those videos. If you're building the table, if you're building the track layout, some of the stuff I've learned along the way. Again, no expert, but maybe some stuff I've done or messed up will help you along the way as well. So, all right, keep the pin in the slot. Have an awesome day. It's probably Sunday. It's Sunday. Oh, I'm going to drop this. So have an awesome Sunday. Have a great week. I'll see you next time. All right.